Welcome to Chair Yoga. We're going to start in the chair briefly today, and then we will stand. So join me. Pull up a chair with no arms. Notice I have sneakers on today. That's perfectly okay for chair yoga. And then we roll our shoulders back and down. You can also do this in your bare feet. I would suggest then using a yoga mat so that you don't slip and slide on your floor. One more time, up towards your ears and back down your back. And then sit just a little taller, resting your hands on your thighs, and turn your head one way over the shoulder, back to center, over the other shoulder, and back to center. Let's do that again. Sit tall, maintain this beautiful posture, and turn the head. And then come back to center. We're going to start today's practice with tapping to stimulate the nerve endings and energy just below the surface of your skin. So you can start with one arm, just stretch it out and tap down the arm. Flip the arm up, tap up the other side. Let's do it again. Down one side, gently, and flip and bring it back up. Try the other arm, down. Nice gentle tap. Just notice how that feels. One more time. Good. Let's do the legs. So start with one leg, tap the top of the leg, maybe go down in front of the leg, back of the leg, and maybe lift the leg and hit the big hamstring muscles on the back of the leg. Let's do it again. Top, shin, side, back, and lift. And pause. Notice one leg to the other. Feel the energy already starting in the leg that you have tapped. Other side. Again. Don't forget that calf muscle and that big giant hamstring. Very good. Take a nice big inhale here, and then wiggle your fingers, rain them down to your side. We're going to add a twist here, so draw the belly in and up to keep you in your chair. Turn to one side and just rain the fingers down and lift them back up overhead and rain in the other direction. By rain, I just mean move the fingers a little bit here. One side, up and over. To the other side. And then pause. Come forward in your chair a little bit, and we'll do sunflowers and tulips. So we take our legs out wide, and there's this space in front of us, and we're going to scoop down into that space and then raise the arms up into a V shape. Down and up. Now really maintain those abs working here to keep you in the chair. I like to put my thighs on the corners of the chair for extra support. One more. And then once again, rain the fingers down. Beautiful. I'm going to stand. You're welcome to do the rest of the practice with me in the chair. Standing, we start to work a little bit more into our balance, and it also increases our strength. So we'll start right here with that raining of the fingers. So separate the feet, arms come up, and then we turn in one direction just a little, rain the fingers down. Take them up and over to the other side and rain the fingers down. And then pause. Roll the shoulders back and down. Bring the feet parallel. And roll the shoulders forward. So we'll take a chair pose. So turning towards your chair, using the chair for balance, we step it back and we scoot our hips back, bending into the knees a little bit. This is our chair pose. So the feet are parallel, a little bit apart, and the hands can remain on the chair, or we can hover them. And the third position is to bring the hands up alongside your ears. Find your chair And just hold it for another 2 or 3 breaths. And then from this chair, keep your feet steady on the earth and just sweep the arms down and lift them up behind you. Keep the chest lifted and then bring them back. Again, pushing the air up, squeeze the back a little, belly in, and then release. Now I'm going to add a little heel lift here. One heel, then the other heel, working towards balance. So there's this pose called Drinking Bird, and we could do it from here, or we could place our fingers on the chair and lift both heels. Staying in this chair position, belly in, nice and steady. Now if you feel real steady, hover your hands for a moment, see how it feels. And I already feel that my balance is being challenged here a little shaking in the ankles, and then heels down and straighten the legs. Now from here, you could stay with just lifting the hands for a moment, or you can lift them up in front of you or over your head, and then sweep them back. Notice my heels are staying lifted. This is Drinking Bird. And we lift and we release the heels, and then we lift the heels, balancing again, and push the arms back. Really working the core here. One more maybe. Lift the heels and push the arms back. Balance here in Drinking Bird. And then release it. Tall mountain. Reach out of one side, reach out of the other. Well done. I hope you enjoyed that little bit of a challenge in your balance today. So you can continue to face your chair. We're going to come into those sunflowers and tulips. So we take the feet wide and we bend and we push the booty back and scoop up into the air here, and then rise up and shine like tall sunflowers. Down, push through the whole foot, lift, again. Two more times here. Last one. Coming into that sunflower position, step the feet together, tall mountain, press palm to palm, and lean to one side, stretching in the ribs, lifting up and out, and then back to center and over to the other side, up and out, and then back to center and release into mountain. Separate the feet a little bit in mountain, turn the palms forward and back, forward and back. Still working through our arms now. Good. And then we'll separate the feet even more. Now again, you could be facing your chair, turn one foot so that the knee bends right over the ankle. The back foot can turn out just about 45 degrees, and we extend our arms into our warrior two. Now this back arm gets lazy sometimes, so the best way to make it work is to push the arms in opposite directions. Just notice how that changes things for you. Stay and hold. Enjoy our warrior two here. And then from warrior two, we're going to straighten that front leg, bring the arms up overhead, and then bring them back down, bend that knee, and reach again in opposite directions. Again, straighten the knee, lift up, and bend, keeping the knee tracking towards the toes and the fingertips reaching in opposite directions. One more. Inhale here. Exhale as you move into warrior two. And hold, but continue your breath nice and even. Release the hands, pivot towards your chair, and heel toe the feet in. Now I'm going to turn towards you. You can just turn in the other direction, bend into that knee, other foot at a 45-degree angle, and we come into warrior two. And again, using the chair for balance whenever you need it. Reach the arms in opposite directions and feel the work. And then we'll release the knee, straighten the leg, bring the arms up, and then back to warrior two. 3 more times. Up, back to warrior two. Last time. And then release and step towards your chair, coming into your mountain pose. Feel the earth under you, feel that energy rising up in you. And we'll take crescent stretch again. Here we go. One side, reaching up and out, and then through center over to the other side, reaching up and out. And then exhale and release the arms down at your side. Roll the shoulders down your back, palms forward, palms back. A little bit of movement here. And then we'll come into that star position again, reaching out. They called it sunflowers today instead of star. Just expand the body and take in the energy around you. And then we'll step the feet back in and bring the hands to the belly. Let's do it again. Out, out, and then back and in. Staying tall now and finding our balance with this little bit of movement. And back to center. Well done, well done. So we're going to come into eagle pose. So we're going to cross one foot over the other, squeezing the inner thighs. Now, if you know eagle pose and you've done it before in your practice, you can go ahead and do it here. But I'm going to keep both feet on the earth, calling it half eagle today. Just bringing the legs closer together and crossing them over like this can challenge your balance a little bit. And then we scoot the booty back and sit down just a little bit. Keep the chest lifted. Everything is still facing forward, and then take one arm to one shoulder and one arm to the other shoulder, stacking your elbows. Stay in this half eagle. Drawing the belly in, keeping the body steady. And then we'll release it. Release the arms, release the legs, and come to mountain. And notice if there's any movement of energy in your body now. I'm moving closer to my chair so that if I need it, it's there for me. Crossing the other leg over now. Scoot the booty back. Opposite arms on top now. So whatever you had before, this might feel a little more uncomfortable, right? And we switch the elbows around. That's the whole idea. It's a little challenge for the mind as well as the body. And we scoot back and we hold in this half eagle, squeezing the inner thighs. And keeping the breath nice and even, feeling Mother Earth supporting us here. And then we'll come up, we'll release the arms, and then release the legs, and just walk that out a little bit. And then coming into mountain, just pause here. Breathing in and breathing out, nice and even. You can step out now and turn your toes out. Coming into goddess, again, you could be facing your chair, and we just sit down into the center here. And this squat probably isn't as deep as if we were doing one leg forward, one back. You can support yourself with your hands on your chair, on your thigh, or coming into this goddess pose, squeezing the shoulders back. Lifting through your heart, lifting through the lower abs. And then release that and bring the arms forward to touch. And then open them again. Squeeze the back and forward. You can do this in the chair as well. As a matter of fact, that's where we're going next. Right back into our chair. From here, we straighten our legs, release our arms, and maybe heel toe in here. Take one arm to your back, pat your back, and then the other arm, pat your back. and then release it down. Come back into the chair with me. Sitting nice and tall, about 3/4 of the way in the chair. Coming into that goddess position once again with the feet. Turning the toes out, opening up through the inner thighs, and then lifting your ribs. And then from here, keep your hands on your thighs and just drop one shoulder into the center and then lift it. Notice the work in your lower back. And only come as far forward as you start to feel something, but it's not pain. Never work through pain. Again, the other side. Maybe getting a little twist to it in the upper back, just to add in what you can without pain. Last one right here. And then we come up and we'll heel toe those feet together, but we're going to keep the knees apart and we're just going to squeeze and release. I've got my pinky toes on the floor. Sometimes that's a little more difficult in your sneakers. You do it, whatever it is that you can do here today. Squeezing the under thighs together and then releasing them. One more. And then coming into our figure 4, which I call pigeon in the chair. We take one foot to the top of the thigh. And this bottom foot, I always like to suggest that it's right underneath your knee for support. But if it has to come forward just a little bit, that's good too. Just not real long here because we want to support the leg that's on top. From here you can sit tall. A couple positions you could take is maybe lean into it a little and open the hands. And then while we're here, as long as we've got those hands out there, let's squeeze and release. Adding to our work here today, a little hand work. And then circle the wrists and circle them in the other direction. And then come all the way up, sit tall, and release that foot off the top. And just notice one side to the other. Taking a moment to observe your body after its practice. And then we'll go to the other side. Other foot comes up. And again, that bottom foot can be out just a little to support it or right underneath, depending on the flexibility in your hip. Sitting tall, stay here for a moment, see how it feels. Bottom of this foot is parallel to the floor. And then we lean forward. And maybe this time we touch fingers to thumb. Pinky, ring, middle, pointer. Pinky, ring, middle, pointer. One more time. Pinky, ring, middle, pointer. And then release. Come up and release the foot back down to the floor. We can't tap the bottoms of our feet because we've got shoes on today, so let's just tap them against the floor here. And then the heels. And go back and forth 3 times, 3 times, 3 times, and 3 times. Well done, well done. Coming back, legs are parallel. We'll take our hands to the back of the chair. I'm going to turn a little bit so you can see what's going on with my back. I'm about 3/4 of the way in the chair and I'm holding on to the chair with my hands back, shoulders down. And then from here you could just stay and continue to lift the energy up through the core of the body. Or you could start a back bend. To do the back bend, you slide your fingers down and lift your heart. Keeping the chin tucked a little bit, not throwing the head back. Keep it tucked to protect the neck. Then we come into what's called camel. Camel in the chair. Both feet on the earth. And then release it. I'm going to do it again. This time I'm going to come forward a little in the chair. This is a bigger back bend. So be mindful of that and go where you can. If you need to sit back, sit back. If you can come forward with me, let's give it a try. So again, we lift the heart. Slide the shoulders down our back, our fingers down the chair, and we take our gaze to where the ceiling meets the wall. And we take 3 or 4 beautiful yogic breaths deep into the diaphragm, feeling the ribs move against this pose. And on your next exhale, let's gently release it and sit back into your chair. Pause and just notice once again. And we'll give ourselves a little hug, so we'll put one hand on one shoulder, one on the other. You can even come under the shoulders a little bit. And we're just going to rock side to side. So here or here, all good. And then release the hands, and we're going to cross one foot in front of the other, and we're going to turn towards that side. Lift our heart, place both hands on the side of the chair at first. Lifting the ribs. Maybe turn our head to look over the shoulder. And we can add on to this twist by just extending one arm back and the other arm forward. Squeeze the legs together to hold you steady. And breathe here. Every breath lifts you. You feel your sit bones get a little lighter in the chair. And then when you want to release, start with the head, shoulders, and arms. Uncross. Let's do it on the other side. Crossing the feet. Start with the hands on the side of the chair and just twist. Lift your ribs, look over your shoulder. And you can stay here, position 1. You can extend one arm back, see how that feels. Maybe extend the other arm forward. All's good. Squeeze the legs together to hold you in the chair. And even here, reaching the arms apart steadies the core of the body. One more breath. And then we slowly release head, arms, and body. Uncross the feet. Heel toe them out and just rock side to side. So I hope you enjoyed this short practice today. Tell me how it's going for you. Let's make circles as we end our practice today with some stretching and go in the other direction. So we're going to bring the feet center, step one foot out to the side and scoot to that side of the chair, making sure that the thigh in the chair is well supported. Extend that leg. Coming into gate pose here, you can stay here and just lean a little. You can hold on to the side of the chair. You can extend the arm out and just gently touch just below the knee or above the knee, leaning a little deeper. And if your body is nice and secure in the chair, you can raise this arm out, going in the opposite direction. Turn the palm up and lift that arm up overhead or past center into our gate pose here. Big side stretch now. Open through the chest. One more breath. And then turning the top arm palm up, let it lift you up. And then let's take it over in the other direction now. Holding on to the chair, the opposite arm comes up overhead. Stretching now from the toes that are extended right through the fingertips. And then come back to center and release. Carefully sliding that leg in, scooting over to the other side. Sitting just off center, well supported in your chair, extend the other leg out. Stay here, see how it feels. Holding on to the chair. You can extend this arm down below the knee or above the knee. And then lean into that side. And then stay here for a few breaths. Keep the chin tucked. And then you can bring that free arm up, straight up. It intensifies the stretch right here. And to take it to another level, not necessarily better, just another level. If some people aren't feeling anything here, that just means they're nice and open and flexible. So we want to stretch them too. We lean to the other side. One more breath. And then turn the palm up, let it lift you. Take that hand all the way down, holding on to the chair. This arm can come straight out, straight up, or at an angle from the toes, lifting out of that side of the body. One more breath. And then we come up and very carefully slide that foot in. Center yourself in your chair and rock side to side. And then we'll take it into a circle. And go in the other direction. And then coming back to center, scoot forward just a little and straighten one leg, lifting the toes. Support yourself on the other thigh. Stay here, nice stretch in the back of the leg. Or, once again, lean out, hover over the toes. Or, if you can, touch your toes. If not, touch your shin or touch your thigh. It's all good. Just practicing and going at your pace, doing what your body can do, and challenging it, yes, but not to pain. Let's come on up, we'll bend that knee in, take the other leg out. Then it's good because you've done something for your body today. Here, here, or hover. All good. Keeping the back neutral. Lean into the supporting thigh. And then gently come up. Slide that foot in, scoot back into your chair for your Shavasana. And your Shavasana is work. It's gentle work. So the feet are on the floor and the knees are over your ankles. And then your sit bones rest in the chair. And you roll your shoulders so that your shoulders are now over your sit bones. And you want to look straight ahead so that you can draw the chin in a little so that the ears are right over your shoulders. If it's comfortable for you, you can glance down or close your eyes for a moment and notice the breath. Notice how the breath moves the body in Shavasana. So we're using internal muscles now, the diaphragm for sure. Those little muscles between the ribs are working. And all you're doing is breathing. Isn't it wonderful? Such a beautiful pose, Shavasana. And then picture in your mind a beautiful light, any color. And as you breathe in, that light expands, and as you exhale, it contracts. Sort of like watching a balloon expand and contract as you let out some air. And it too has a beautiful rhythm. And I just like picturing light, the inner light that we use in our practice and that we share with others throughout the day. So let your light, your balloon, your vision go. Bring the hands together and rub the palms. And hover it over your eyes for just a moment. Pause. And then open your eyes into the palms and bring them back to your heart and bow to your body for its fabulous work today. Thank you for joining me. See you next time for Chair Yoga Plus.